Hi everyone, I'm Elisa, and my life cycle presentation this week I did on fruit trees, and I specified an apple tree, and then I did a butterfly. So first I made this diagram of the tree cycle. So it goes tree, bud, flower, fruit, and seeds. The living components of this are insects and seeds, and the non-living components in the environment that help this cycle move is the wind and the water. So along with other temperate plants like pears, apples, cherries, tropical trees like mangoes, and citrus trees, they're angiosperms. Angiosperms, which is a flowering plant, produce energy storing seeds within fruit. These plants rely on flowers to reproduce, and it all begins with a seed. So to start, we have germination. Seeds vary in fruit trees, and they hold the genetic material that in good conditions start to grow into a new tree. So we have our new tree. Growth. It begins to sprout using stored starches and then sending messages. It gives directions to the roots to go collect water and nutrients. Also contributing are stems and leaves. They provide sugars to the tree going through photosynthesis. It, over time, matures and then reproduces. Next, we have reproduction. Trees then flower to reproduce. Each flower carries male anthers, where pollen is produced on the male reproductive organ called the stamen. Female pistils are also made containing stigma. It's a sticky pad on the top of a carpel. Pollination. Insect pollinators pick up on their legs. So the insects on their legs pick up the pollen from the anthers to the stigma. The sperm cells then enter the stigma and then through the style into the ovary to fertilize the ovules. This may occur via wind, like the weather, corn, and even insects or other animals may help this process along. Flower petals are adapted to facilitate, move along, fertilization. Seed development. So we have our bud and our seeds. So, seed development. Next, the fertilized ovule becomes seeds and grows to a modified seed pod, a thick wall around the seed. It is filled with sweet sugars that when eaten, it tastes really good, just like when we eat our apples. Dispersal. Once it is ripened, humans and animals may eat the fruit, and often, when they're eating it, drop seeds to the ground. This then, collected in the soil, the seeds begin to germinate, and the whole life cycle process of the fruit tree begins all over again. A great model I would use for class is this little worksheet. It's an apple life, and they would cut the apple, the bud, the sapling, the blossoms, and the seeds, and while I'm going over this, they would paste where each goes for better understanding. Next is the butterfly cycle. So I have my cycle up top and my stages at the bottom. The living components are leaves and other butterflies that then help in reproduction. Next is the non-living components like temperature, which is in the pupa, which is where the caterpillar molds itself to then turn into a butterfly. So the butterfly cycle, all butterflies go through and complete metamorphosis. To become an adult, they go through 4 stages: the egg, the larva, the pupa, and then the adult. Take the adult. It needs to reproduce, and the caterpillars need to eat plenty of food during its process. And each different type of a butterfly cycle takes about 1 month to a year, depending on the butterfly. So a great worksheet I would add to this is this butterfly cycle coloring page that while I was lecturing, each student would get one and they would color it, making it more interactive and fun while they're learning. So the first stage is a very small round oval cylinder egg. Some are ribbed and others have different features depending on the egg. It's very interesting that the butterfly eggs, like the monarch butterflies, if looked at very closely, you can see the caterpillar growing inside. Its shape is determined by the kind of butterfly that aids in the egg production. Eggs are laid on the leaves of plants, as depicted in stage 1. Stage 2, the larva. Caterpillars in this stage do not stay very long and mostly only eat. When hatched, the eggs, which is the caterpillar, starts to eat the leaf where they were born. This is added and very important for the mother butterfly, for she will then lay her egg on the type of leaf that the caterpillar will eat. So it depends on the leaf that they're eating. Each caterpillar likes different types of leaves. They are born small and after they start to grow and expand. Their exoskeleton, which is their skin, doesn't stretch out, but by molting, which is shredding of the outgrown skin, and it grows, which is why it looks so big. Stage 3, the pupa. Once the caterpillar is done growing and reached full length and weight, they form into a pupa, which is a chrysalis. Outside, it looks as though they are resting, but inside, the caterpillar is changing. Quickly, its old body parts are undergoing a remarkable transformation, metamorphosis. Tissue, limbs, and organs now have all been changed once the pupa is finished. In stage 3. Stage 4, the adult butterfly. Finally, the butterfly will emerge from the pupa. Once out, both its wings are soft and folded inward to the body. This is due to trying to fit all its body parts inside the pupa. Once rested, the butterfly will pump blood to its wings and try to fly. This usually takes about 3 to 4 hours. Once the 4th stage is finally done, the adult butterfly is constantly searching to reproduce. And once the females lay their eggs on leaves, the cycle will start all over again. Another great thing I would add for this is butterfly kits. They have these butterfly kits where in groups I would group the kids into 4 and they would each get their butterfly kit. And based on that, they would then watch the stages of the butterfly cycle. Thanks for watching my presentation.